Turning up the heat on a cold case to get justice for Jane Doe.
She's one of hundreds of unidentified people in Michigan morgues tonight, most of them in Wayne County.
This Jane Doe was a young woman, maybe even a child. So who wanted her dead and why?
7 Action News reporter Andrea Isom is working with state police tonight to crack an unsolved mystery.
She was shot to death at close blank range. Her homicide was beyond brutal. Someone out there knows something and must know who she is. The Michigan State Police Department is searching for justice, answers, and so am I.
There was so much blood. The injury to her throat, it was horrific. It's a very personal wound. This was a death shot. With a shotgun, the weapon perhaps placed right at her throat. It could have been a sign to silence her. She just looked so young and so innocent. It was a really horrific crime. A young person left in an alley. In this alley, behind 387 Cortland, in Highland Park, in May of 1996. After her body was found, a witness came forward and said that in the middle of the night that they heard the shotgun blast ring out, and nobody called the police. And it wasn't until the following morning that somebody was, walking through the neighborhood and came across her remains. The homicide. But who is she? It's been more than 20 years, and police still don't know her name. Detective Sergeant Sarah Krebs, with the Michigan State Police Missing Persons Coordination Unit, is desperate to find her loved ones and get her the justice she deserves. We've always thought of her as a kid. As young as 15 or as old as 25. And according to the medical examiner's office, she could be biracial. She was probably white and black. Yeah. She had her hair pulled back into a ponytail. She had very tight, curled hair, but it was brown with a reddish tint to it. She was about 5'3" and she was almost 200 pounds. No makeup and covered in freckles. She was really dressed like a 5-year-old would have been dressed. She had a giant white bow in her hair. She had this white skirt, a shirt with a bunch of smiley faces and lip prints all over it. She had a teddy bear watch. Maybe she was special needs. Maybe somebody else had her dressed that way. Could she have been a victim of human trafficking? Maybe she came from a foster care situation, or maybe somewhere where somebody is just not actively looking for her, or maybe doesn't even know that she is missing.
And it makes me so angry. Sarah, you have kids, I have a stepdaughter. When I see her, that's what I see.
Yeah, I think this, any parent out there is probably just thinking, how can this happen? But this does happen. I mean, we have 300 some cases where we can document that people end up in the morgue and don't get identified, and nobody ever comes forward for them. State police had her body exhumed from this Canton cemetery in 2015. We exhumed her for a DNA profile. It has not hit in CODIS, meaning that we're still waiting for that family to come forward and give us their family reference samples.
With this case, we do have fingerprints, yes?
We have one fingerprint on file that we're able to retrieve from her body. Crime Stoppers is offering a reward for information that leads to the identity of this Jane Doe and an arrest. Who are you? Just give us her name. Somebody out there loves her.
MSP needs someone, anyone who recognizes her to reach out to them right away. It has been far too long, and this young woman deserves to rest in peace. And detectives will continue their mission to find her murderer. And I will too. I'm Andrea Isom, 7 Action News.